Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Needham Park and Recreation Commission, or here we are at the Rosemary Recreation Complex, yes, on Wednesday, June 26th. Currently, right now, we only have 2 members of the commission here with a third to show up, so we will have a vote once our third commissioner gets here and have a quorum. So looking at the room, there are no public comments coming in right now, and also looking at the screen, there are no attendees, so we'll just skip on to the next few articles, which we have meeting guests, we have none. Chairs updates, as I always do, I'll just give updates on certain projects and certain things throughout the whole meeting tonight. Nothing is glaringly needs to be addressed right here and right now. So now we will jump into the director's report where we have Stacy Mulroy.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
We have a couple of summer events. We have Kids Night Out and the cornhole tournaments that are coming up. We also it's not last page. Summer camp by vendors. So these are the camps first up that we don't run personally. We don't staff, so we have outside vendors come in and do them. Season passes are up from the last time we met significantly. The pool passes are up. We are also getting a significant amount, many more than I have ever seen, of people paying the daily fees.
Question to ask, and I know it's been 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks, since our last meeting. And if I remember correctly, you were somewhat concerned of the lower numbers 3 to 4 weeks ago. Now you're not worried whatsoever because we're either over your expectation or right where you think we should be in regards to like season passes and court badges.
So season passes, what I'm getting a lot of contact communication about is that the season is too short and the price is too high. And so people are paying more of the seasonal passes. So I think it's something to look at the end of the season.
Sure.
And as you all know, we've been getting emails about things from the public.
Which I think, I don't say we'll address it right now, but just bring it up that, listen, we understand people's frustration. When it's hot outside, people get cranky. That we're not going to sacrifice safety just because it's hot outside. We are going to have all of our lifeguards, which we are fully staffed, trained and ready to go, that God forbid if something were to happen, they know how to react. We're not going to sacrifice that training just because it's hot a little extra days. If it was 65 degrees last week, I don't think people will be emailing it. Sorry it was hot, but we're not sacrificing safety and we're never going to change that standard. We also have lucky enough that we actually have enough lifeguards for certain locations do not.
Correct.
We also can't compete with your Lifetimes and other locations because they have other amenities. We do not.
Yep.
And we are a municipal pool. We do a great job doing what we can do. I commend the staff and I apologize that you have to deal with a lot of the complaining that people do, but they're more than welcome to come to these meetings, hear what we have to say, and if they don't want to show up, I can't force them to. So good job by the staff and everybody.
Thank you. Next up is swim team and stroke clinics. The swim team number, that total is off. It didn't calculate correct, but it looks like we're up over 100 for our swim team numbers, so that's good. Stroke clinics, these are the 13 people that registered through us. The swim team, part of joining the swim team means you get free stroke and turn clinics. They have about 20 per session, so that's going pretty good.
One before you jump in, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask this in regards to the seasonal pool passes or anything like that. Do we have anybody on a wait list?
No.
Got it.
And then summer camps, our numbers are above last year already. As you can see, our tennis academy is by far the most popular. Following behind that is our summer recess camps, which are your basic day camps. Can you turn the lights on just like a little bit?
It's starting to get dark.
Like getting a little bit darker.
Sunny outside, that'd be one thing.
Um,
Can't even, we're turning on.
and then if you look at underneath tennis academy is our new camp, engineering. So this is our STEM camp. This is the first year we're running that. The numbers are already from yesterday when I typed those in, are already jumped up a little bit from there, and we did. So far, that's been a very positive camp. So tennis, engineering, and sports specialties all come walk down the hill from the high school and go to the pool twice a week as part of their camp.
Good, good. It's nice to see the kids off Broadway. I mean, 94 kids, it's great.
Yeah, it's a popular camp. I was over at Mitchell today quite a bit. Most kids are having So that's good. Our swim lessons. As we get closer and closer to the first week of swim lessons, which start on Monday, our numbers are going up a little bit. I think it's time at the end of the season to revamp. Maybe we don't need 5 sections of swim lessons. Maybe we pull 2 sessions and maybe put in some adult programming.
Sure.
Aqua aerobics, walking, maybe your master swim team, things like that. Because even we only have 16 kids say at 10 AM, but they're spread out all around. So even with a ratio of 1 to 5, 1 instructor per 5 kids, it's a little bit difficult to staff them when they're all over the map. So
Would you, if you did have to condense, would you maybe chop off in early mornings or go later in the mornings and chop those off?
I would go early in the morning because our 8:30 classes, 8:30 and 9:15 classes, and our 12:15 classes are the most popular because either they're not at camp and they want to come as late as possible, or they're
Okay.
at camp and they want to come first.
Got it.
Sorry, Wu is calling me, so I'm gonna text him.
See you at the track. You want to pause the meeting so we can do?
And then lastly on the report, pools are up and running, at the last day on Friday, after our staff training week. We also had a pump piece go in the family pool. We were still able to open on Saturday and Sunday with Devin really manning it and keeping an eye on our, balancing levels. So that was good. We did pick up the part. He had to drive to Tewksbury and pick up the part, and we got it on Monday. So that,
Now, this is just normal wear and tear of, it's been off for a while and it just, no,
this is a, Weston and Sampson mistake. They broke a probe and we had to go get it fixed.
and we're billing them for that?
I am working with town management and the town finance department on what to do with this moving forward.
How much was the piece or the part?
We bought 2 of them as backup, and it cost me about $600.
Okay. Got it.
It's a probe that measures the pH level.
Mhm.
And we have to keep the pH at a certain number
Yeah,
now to stay
yeah.
open.
Got
So we bought another one as backup.
Okay.
Capital projects, everything is kind of status quo. There's not too many updates. The active rec feasibility study public meeting has been moved to September 9th. And we're still waiting on the planning board to tell us their decision, unless
Aren't they meeting tonight?
they might be meeting tonight. It is
Because I know there were 2 meetings that they needed to have. They
Yeah.
closed the public hearing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it and then vote about it at the next one. So I would assume tonight is the voting meeting.
Yep.
So, okay.
Staffing, we have hired 100% of our summer staff, so that's good. And lastly, Arts in the Park, our first concert is tomorrow night, 27th, at the Memorial Park Gazebo at 7 PM. Our first vendor is the Nonconformist Orchestra. And then after that, our next concert is July 18th.
Fantastic. One quick question before we go back to capital projects. Flaxen Field, do we have a determined date of when we're gonna be, quote, unquote, shutting it down?
I don't have anything yet.
Okay, papers still need to be signed, still, okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna pretty much, who's it again? It's not Weston, is it Weston and Sampson?
It is not Weston Sampson.
It is.
It is Cataldo.
Cataldo. They will at least give us a 2-week notice or at least a week's head up to be like, hey, when are we bringing in the big equipment? August 1st.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So we can still just go as status quo until. Got it.
And that's it for the director's report.
Righty then. Let me go back. All right, discussion items. We can still discuss it because we're not voting on anything. Jim, if you remember. This is Jim with the time. At the last meeting, we were talking about the Memorial Park trustees and how they wanted to. The lighting of if it was gonna break our policy, what we could do. We are still going down that road, but we found out that the easiest solution for now. Is that every single time that there is a Legion game that is to be played starting at 7 o'clock and they request the lights. you put it under a special event request, and the Memorial Park trustees will vote on and approve to have the lights on past 9 o'clock. With a hard cutoff at 10.
Instead of.
It's
To get a policy thing.
exactly, so for right now, for this summer. For lack of a better term, that's the Band-Aid that they will do, because I think it's only 5 to 6 nights. So, but it is something that we will have to look into with Chris Heap and what we can do and Bandit, because eventually. We're probably gonna want to look to do the same thing, and we don't want to do a special event request. Every single time you have a game going on, we'd love to have just a blanket policy.
So we did look through the policy again, or Bill Germany did, and there is a clause in there that says either the trustees or the Park and Rec Commission can vote to extend the lights for any special event or circumstance. It
Perfect,
does not have to be both of us, it can be either or.
okay,
That. And they have to vote on it 2 meetings, so it can't, they have to discuss and talk, so they have to have 2 meetings to make it official, which they have almost done. The cutoff on the database in the software is 10:30. They haven't gone past 9:30 yet.
okay. So if we even split the difference of say 10 o'clock, that would be. Understood, okay. Outdoor court policies? No new update, any?
Are there less people getting badges? I just sort of looked at the numbers.
I haven't had two, we have.
It's slowed down pretty notably past week, 2 weeks.
Because I have a feeling that a lot of people are not getting them because. You know, there's no reason to. That's what just feel, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. It just sort of feels that way.
Right. I'm not really sure. It has it in, camps open this week and the pool open for real this week, so it's been a mad dash to make sure everything's going well and making sure all the paperwork for the camps are in, so I haven't focused on outside of those 2 things very much.
Would you say, I mean, the common theme of Needham is it is a vacation town that a lot of people take off in the summer.
Yes.
Do you, being a pickleball player, see a decrease in the summertime because of people on vacation, people at their summer home?
It seems like there's a lot of people from out of town. I
Okay,
mean, Needham's sort of like a place to be to play pickleball.
even on our wonderful courts.
Well, it's all relative.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So the Y they use sports in Mount Ida now,
Mhm.
tennis courts, but they painted, they wouldn't let them paint the lines. They put black tape down, so you can really, so people would rather, the best of, the worst of 2 options of.
Yeah. Did they ever open up that new place in Natick? I thought the old Masons or
I don't think it's done
Wegmans or
yet.
something like that
So
was
close, Neiman Marcus.
Neiman Marcus. Sorry, I'm getting my department stores,
Mhm.
but that is going to be a pickleball
But there's 2 places in Hyde Park now.
popping up.
Yep.
Okay. Dog policies. I think we were looking at that last time, that I think we were looking at, now, my opinion is, I don't want any dogs on any playgrounds.
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
What was brought to my attention that the signage on the playground and greens is
Worded wrongly,
the
incorrect.
one on the wooden sign inside the playground says dogs are allowed on the perimeter.
Mhm.
And the new signs that Parks and Forestry hung on the fence says no dogs allowed.
So which is it?
Exactly. And when you look at our policies in, the town bylaws, there is no wording whatsoever about that.
It's such a bad thing to say, but could we? On our sign that we have. Maybe tape up. Where we have our saying to go the strict of no dogs allowed.
Yes, I would.
For a Band-Aid for now, I know we want to
Yes.
redo all
I
the
think
signs that we have.
the commission would still need to vote on a policy, we write up a policy, you vote on it, it's put into practice. We can. Yes, tape over the confusing parts of the sign, add more no dogs allowed signs. But yes, you are correct, we need the sign that's inside the park
Mhm.
also has the wrong phone number on it. So
Right.
it's one of the signs that needs to be updated, certainly. Hey,
I hear you.
hey, welcome.
Tina Henry has now joined us. Yeah, so we see.
So I think. I can certainly work on a policy for the commission to see and then vote on at the next meeting.
Okay. That would be nice. We were just under the discussion items, so we're just talking
Okay,
right now. Nothing major has come up yet.
okay.
Commission policies, that would be one of the ones that we just talked about next time, but nothing glaring outside.
The only other policy we should discuss is the life jacket letter. that
Okay.
came in today.
Let's talk about that now. So I'll let you paraphrase.
Received a letter and a pamphlet of backup information from a resident asking us to reconsider our no life jackets, no flotation devices allowed policy.
Okay,
Okay,
I have been an aquatics professional for many, many years, and I have very strong feelings about this. However, I did some research last night and I sent you the links. And I spoke to my colleagues in the towns that he named in his letter.
Mhm.
And most people are moving towards allowing life jackets for non-swimmers.
okay,
The association that put me over the edge to bring this to you was the NRPA. The National Rec and Park Association does back this decision. As does the Red Cross,
Mhm.
American Academy of Pediatrics, CDC. Could we find just as much research to point in the other direction?
Mhm.
Absolutely, but many of my colleagues are going in this direction. Now, I did speak with Devin, who said, we tried this in 2018, but there was no policy. There was no regulations around the usage of life jackets. So as much as it pains me to
Mhm.
say, I do think that Rosemary should allow flotation devices. I think we need to have a very specific policy around it. They have to be Coast Guard approved, they have to be type 1, 2, or 3. An adult has to be supervising within arm's length.
Mhm.
They have to fit the child properly. Any child using a device for flotation will not be allowed down the slides or in the lap pool because they are inherently a non-swimmer.
Correct.
And in order to use either of those things, you have to pass a deep end test,
Mhm.
not aided by a flotation device.
Okay,
I believe strongly that my lifeguards should not be fitting life jackets on residents' children. As suggested by our friend.
Yep.
That just, that is a liability and I do not want the staff. I believe the staff should have the right to check and make sure,
Mhm.
or question it, or say, nope, it's too old, or it's not the right kind, or whatever it is. I think I have to have a very specific policy around the use of life jackets if we're gonna go this direction.
Who wants to go first?
Should they have to be approved in, like, before they bring them in, you know what I mean?
Like, by me,
By,
Or the staff?
no, I mean, when they bring them in,
Yeah.
yeah, supervisors can approve them. And sign off on them and allow their usage, certainly.
Okay, and this is. It's probably got a 5-part question. Okay.
Right.
When we say flotation device, I'll be honest, I don't think it's a life vest as a flotation device. I think of a flotation device as. A lounge thing that, or a pool chair or something like that, something that is more recreational than it is. Proper for safety. That I think years ago, that's just what we decided of, a flotation device, and it happened to be a life vest, fell into that category. Would you also say that in your years of being a product director or professional, a lot of towns probably adopt that same thing of it's either all or none?
That is correct.
Okay. We also know that policies and things change over the years, so we've seen policies of other towns that we are doing the same are now adjusting, so we're doing the same thing that other communities, municipalities like ours are doing. I love the ideas of having a life vest for the child,
A life-saving device.
life-saving device that is supplied by the parent of that said child. It is not our job to supply them. That, I think, again, that's one of the things that we need to point out in the policy of being very, specific. we're not a water park where they supply them as a profitable place type of thing. We don't rent them out, right? Go ahead.
In the terms of inclusivity and equitability,
Sure.
there are folks that cannot afford their own life-saving device.
Okay,
Rosemary does own, because in 2018, they purchased about 40 life jackets of varying sizes.
okay,
Most of my colleagues do have some on hand if needed.
sure.
I would not use it as a profitable.
You give out not to rent.
Exactly.
Okay. Understood.
And if they're gone, they're gone. If we have some,
Mhm.
I would have to go check on them and make sure that they're not expired. Life jackets actually do expire.
It's kind of like a car seat.
Yes, it explains a lot. Yeah, so. And I have no problem, you know, if a family needs one, certainly, but. And you will see, like, if you look at a lot of the towns around us, they do use the term life-saving device specifically.
Okay,
But for my comfort level, it would have to be Coast Guard approved type 1, 2, or 3.
that's fine. And would you say a majority of those life-saving devices are validated by the Coast Guard?
Mhm.
Is there like a seal or something that is on them?
On the inside of every Coast Guard approved is the seal of the Coast Guard
Okay,
with the expiration date.
amazing. Tina,
I actually dropped, I'm so sorry.
What's
I
up?
was skipping the doctor because I'm having really bad asthma, I'm having trouble breathing. I'm gonna have to probably head home to the AC and zoom in.
Okay.
It's-
or do you quickly want to do
It's
the,
really humid in here.
you want to do the approvals of the things and we can come back and then you can zoom in?
Yeah.
Let's crank through those next, since we have it here, can you give us.
It is hot.
Yes, it is.
The AC is-
Okay, this,
It's not
okay, yeah, I'm having trouble breathing.
All right, we are going to put a pin in where we are in the discussion items, and now we're gonna go down to the action items of approval. So we're gonna go down to these
Ellie
special,
Bloom,
say what?
Ellie Bloom Special Olympics is the first one.
All right,
That's the same, everything's the same as it
That is correct.
always is, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can, yeah, okay, I can make a motion to.
sure. We have a motion, do we hear a second?
Second.
There you go, all right. We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of approving the Ellie Bloom Olympics, please say aye. Aye, passes unanimously. Frank, did you swear with Dina?
No, sorry, that's why I just came from the doctor.
The second one is a graduation party. It has already been. That was the one we talked about.
Got it, how did it go?
Hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
Oh. It did happen.
I was gonna say, you just said it happened.
It did.
Meaning
It
we
was
talked
great.
about it.
It was
Oh.
great, it was
It was
fantastic.
totally great.
All right, so this is something that, yes, we give the approval of the director, the assistant director to make calls like that, so. This is just a formality, does it happen, or do we need to still vote on it?
Nope. Good.
No, good to go.
Sorry.
That's right, how many kids? Ballpark,
50 or 60.
and it was here? Nice.
Next one's the Needham Harvest Fair, same, everything as last year.
All right, anyone want to make a motion?
Hold on, yes, I will make a motion to meet Mark's fair.
Second.
All right, I have a motion in a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of approving the Harvest Fair, please say aye. Aye. That's unanimously.
And the last one is the Needham International Overdose Awareness Day Vigil. It is a 1-day vigil that is held at the Memorial Park gazebo. But they also put up 1,000-ish purple flags all along Highland Ave on the grassy area between the baseball field.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yep,
Looks nice.
the trustees have already voted to approve.
Okay,
Okay,
I like they did this last year?
Yeah, they do it annually.
I like this, yeah. A motion to approve.
Second.
all right, we have a motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the Needham International Overdose Awareness Day vigil, say aye. Aye, passes unanimously.
You're all set. We can now do the meeting minutes because Dina was absent for that
All
meeting.
right, so Tina, you're out of here.
All right, just something, I can access the Zoom from events.
We're probably gonna be done in the next few minutes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
it's
you're
okay.
good.
No, as long as we get those special events done, unless you have any topics for future meetings.
I don't, so, I feel.
Just the AC be turned on?
sorry. Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna call in the building
maybe
meeting.
this.
Oh, all right, so Dina is now leaving, but we did get an approval, we did have a
Yes.
forum to approve those, so thank
Thanks,
you very
guys.
much, feel better.
Yes.
Going back to the discussion items, we talked about that policy for the pool, do you? You think you have something written up by next meeting? Okay, so that is something now, what are we gonna do in that meantime, though?
We're gonna reach out to the person, the resident that reached out to us, and we're gonna tell him that we discussed it at this meeting, and that I'm working on a policy, and at the next meeting, the commission will look at it and choose to, they have to vote on it at that next meeting.
Got it, and if we, again, I'll put the cart before the horse, if it is a successful approval, we will institute it next day.
We'll institute it immediately, we'll have some signs, we will update the rules and regulations,
Perfect.
and I will retrain the staff.
Okay, sounds good. CPC. Anything?
There's a meeting tonight.
Yeah.
I made sure that they had a quorum, so.
So with that, the only thing
Yeah.
that we're just going again to is the tennis courts. That
How do
hopefully,
they have- What takes them so long?
it's a fairly good question. That's that many, not CPC you're talking about. Yep.
The other
Uh,
thing we might be going to, depending on how it goes, where we're at, and we have no updates yet, is the tot lot. Because we're currently in the design stage. We could, if things move quickly, which I don't believe they will, we could go for construction funds.
this winter,
Yes. That was the original timeline.
okay,
Because of the back and forth with the bid process, I'm not sure we'll hit that deadline, but that is, I do have a placeholder for that
okay. Do we have a placeholder number of what that could be? Ballpark?
in my head,
Sure.
400 to 500.
Is that was the originally, okay, so it's within. Okay,
When I originally wrote it up 2 years ago, it was 2 to 400, but that is comical. And never gonna happen, so we're more in the 4 to 6 range.
Prices are crazy.
it is. Now, all right, let's keep on playing the land of make believe. If we do go for construction funds, we would then be granted July 1st of next year. Take it offline after, say, July, August, like what, like,
I think-
around like that, when's the ideal time to?
Personally.
Yeah.
Or professionally. If we're
Either
gonna
one.
do a playground at DeFazio, summer's the perfect time, because it is, the parking lot is much less busy
True.
than it is during the fall and spring. The only hiccup will be the port in place
Has to be a certain temperature.
has to
right?
be a certain temperature, and this weather is not it.
So,
So, it would be weather dependent on that, but the port in place generally goes in. We're ripping up the whole thing. Pieces go in, playground.
Okay.
We could potentially do it in the fall.
got it. Speaking of phasing parking lot. And I know this is a tough question to ask DPW, and I know there's a lot of projects going on in town, a lot of road work and renovations. And how it's the summertime, but we did kind of run into the end of the springtime that there were a lot of construction vehicles. In the DeFazio parking lot on times that we had multiple sports events. That at least if we knew what was, what's going on, or hey, can they work with us to say, we'll keep. The construction vehicles to the right of the top lot and the rest of it can be yours. I know there was an 18-wheeler with nothing on it sitting there on a Thursday night. And it was packed, and that probably gave up 20 spots. And people were parking everywhere. That I know also just driving through there, that I'll call it the old car graveyard. Where all the old DPWs are now gone. I don't know if they're gonna use that as a staging area for if construction vehicles do come in. That would be great, because that would then alleviate some of the pressures that we're getting.
I think part of that is also in preparation for the construction project for that building. To-
Sure.
To redo the 490 building, whatever that number is, the one next to PSAP.
Yep,
I think that is also gonna look like the lay down area for that, which is probably why those got moved out. I don't know when that starts either.
I've already cleaned it out right now, it's gonna be solid soon. Very perfect then, all right. Anything else on playgrounds and any facilities?
Nope, I'm still working with the schools on the playgrounds. We did a playground walk today with 2 of our sites. I did actually a mostly full inspection of Mitchell. We are struggling to get the fibers spread at Mitchell. There's a big pile of the playground fibers,
Mhm.
because we have to get it done either by a vendor or on overtime, and it's
It's-
95 degrees and nobody wants to
Well, it's also,
double mulch.
this is also the end of the fiscal calendar year, so I know a lot of the workers that we usually have are taking their
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 vacation time.
their vacation time, it's either use it or lose it, so.
So I'm working as quickly as I can to get that done. We may have a vendor available after July 1 to do it.
That's what's, I mean,
So, and I'm happy to pay them to do it.
Sure.
The schools are happy to help pay for it, so we just need to find somebody to do it.
Okay.
That's only Monday.
Oh, yeah.
July 1's Monday.
yeah, it is, she's,
Okay, so yeah, so those things are, but overall, I'm going,
okay. And when Hannah gets back after she's on vacation.
she's in Nantucket
Oh, yes.
until Saturday.
We pay her assistant directors way too
It
much.
was a well-deserved, very much so. It's a well-deserved, the last month's been a.
Yeah.
lot.
Little, it's like herding cats, I think is the term people like to use.
Yeah, it's funny when your pool supervisors were in college go, I don't think you guys have enough full-time staff. I'm like. That could be true.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention right now. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
All right.
I haven't
perfect.
noticed.
All right, again, trail update, we'll deal with that one later, action items, we kind of went through the special events, no policy to approve, no fee approvals. Can't do the meeting minutes, issues not reasonably anticipated, really none, I just do not.
The life-saving device.
Yes, it's a light, yeah, just life saving. The other, just follow up. Frisbee. Disc golf, have they had their feasibility study or even a start of it yet? Because I remember that was one
He
thing that we,
actually emailed. At some point this week,
okay.
and
Honestly, I'm seeing it pop up like everywhere, like social media wise, schools and just, I mean. They're very good.
feasibility study will be next Monday, this Monday,
Wow,
the 1st, at 9 o'clock. They're gonna meet in the parking lot of Center Post.
okay. Another follow-up in regards to. The active recreation group, we met with. what's it?
CHA,
CHA. When did we need to get back to them of option, or do we already approve? Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4?
we haven't approved, that's part of the public meeting,
Okay, when is that scheduled?
September.
September, oh, that's the September 1st, okay.
I did reach out to Mike, he is also on vacation, so, I'll catch up with him when he gets back, and if, after July 4th, which is the time where. The department feels like they can breathe a little,
Mhm,
camp's up and running, kids up and running, the 4th of July is over.
mhm.
We've got a little breathing room where we're just doing the day-to-day stuff. So I'll reach back out to CHA.
How are we doing on staffing for the 4th of July?
We don't staff the pool. Oh, you mean at the pool?
Yeah, the pool,
Fine.
perfect. Because I know a lot of people, especially if it's a hot day, they're gonna take advantage of that.
So my policy is we staff it with folks that have been here,
Mhm,
because it is time and a half for,
Yeah.
for the staff. And then if they want to trade, they can.
As long as you find somebody to cover
As
your
long as
shift.
they find somebody to cover the shift, and they know that. And we have shortened hours on both the 3rd, so we close early on the 3rd.
Sure.
With fireworks, we open late on the 4th. To avoid the parade.
Everything else. Yeah, noon time or a little bit
1
after.
o'clock, 1 to 6 on the 4th, and I think we close at 3 or 4 on the 3rd.
Okay, good. Yeah, this parking gets a little tight,
Sure does.
people coming into town
Sure.
that day. Have you seen the fireworks here?
I have not.
They are fantastic. Dominic, have you? They are wonderful. It is one of the things that you have to get your blanket up there early though.
Like today.
Well, let's not do that. We don't want to have a place in it. We don't want dead grass up there. So, All right, topics for future meetings, again, we'll keep a general agenda going on. There's no way we can have an automatic agenda every Thursday sent. Or like, almost
I
like a
can
placeholder.
talk to the town clerk.
Right, I mean, it's like, I understand there's procedures, but like, if we're gonna have our meetings every Monday, isn't there something that we could do, hey, for the next, or even for a month, for the month of July, we're going to have meetings on this date, and this date.
Yes.
That if we don't tell you anything, they're still gonna happen, if we change it, we'll let you know.
We have, if there's any revisions. we have
Right,
to-
any revisions, we will let you know, but as it is almost like a standing order of. Here it is for the month of July and August, you know, if they give us 2 months to try it out,
I'll talk to Louise Moore.
fantastic, okay. Jim, anything from you? No, okay, anything from over there? All right, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July.
I don't know, we should do, because it's summer, we should do, an attendance check for the next coming meetings. For
Yes,
July 8th, July 22nd, I'm away.
okay,
Yeah,
August 12th. I'm away,
So we should, I can put out a doodle poll.
Yeah.
And say who's gonna be here for these meetings, see if we can run it, Hannah can obviously run this meeting without me, that's fine. But I just wanna put that out there,
Okay.
that we should do, let's do.
any vacations you went on?
No, I mean, I was in a bar, you know. something.
There you go. All right, we adjourned with 2.
No choice.
Want to get out of here?
That sounds-
All right, Jim wants to get out of here, I want to get out of here.
Meeting?
Yeah, no, I think you're good. I think Jim and I are both in favor to adjourn this meeting, so I thank you all very much.
Thank you.
God.